Hey guys, welcome back to another episode here at Full Throttle. Thank you very much for tuning in on today's episode. If you are brand new here to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and head over to the Full Throttle YouTube page to check out all of the amazing content we have over there. Otherwise, guys, we're going to dive right into it today. We are on the R170, specifically an SLK230 on the M111 engine, and we're going to be showing you how easy it is to replace those spark plugs. All you're going to need is very minimal tools. The upgraded spark plugs for these engines, I hear a lot of people on the forums having good luck with them. I've always ran the factory three-prong Bosch setup, but I am upgrading to the NGK. I will leave a link down in the description below for all the tools used in today's episode, as well as all the parts. So let's not waste any more time and dive into it now. All right, guys, so very first thing coming in here, doing a spark plug replacement on your M111, you're obviously going to need the hood up, and your very first step, you're going to have to remove the center spark plug cover. So you're going to have three 5mm Allen bolts that you have to remove there. Once you have that removed, you're going to see pretty well the exact same setup, even if you're on a facelift M111. What you're going to have is the wire harness. This will all be tucked in just like that. We do have two ignition coils and then two spark plug boots that coil off of the main ignition coils. So this is a shared coil pack. You do not have one for each spark plug. And these are going to have two E8 Torx screws in them on each side, so 4 total that you're going to have to remove. In my case, I have 10mm hex bolts that I replaced as the originals were stripped out. So once you remove the 2 E8 Torx bolts on each coil pack, you can then come in and slowly lift up on this wire harness. Once we do have these removed, you can take the time and inspect all of the boots. You want to look for any cracking, any excessive wear, heat marks, melting, or cracking in the wire insulation on these. If everything looks good, you can move on to the next step. And what that is you're going to have to remove the 4 spark plugs. Now you can do a 1-by-1 method, or you can remove all 4 and then install all 4 at once. Totally up to you guys how you want to proceed with that. But you are going to need a thin-walled 5/8 spark plug socket, and then I do like to recommend having a magnet or needle nose pliers to kind of remove those spark plugs. Sometimes the rubber boots in these spark plug sockets just don't have enough bite to pull the plug out. All right, so we do have the first spark plug cylinder 1 all hand tight. Now, if you do not have a torque wrench, I do highly recommend getting one. I will leave a link down in the description below for all of the products used, all of the tools used in today's episode. But if you do not have one, NGK with the crush washer, it does state you can go 2/3 rotation. So once you have that hand tight, set your wrench and go 2/3 rotation, and that will be the proper torque for the plug. What we're going to do here is use a torque wrench. We have it set at 216 inch-pounds, which is approximately 18 foot-pounds. So 18 to 21 foot-pounds is the recommended spark plug torque for the M111 engine. So we're going to torque the first plug now. So it's very easy with a torque wrench. You're just going to set it to the proper spec. Make sure you always keep it using a long extension. Keep a good firm, keep it nice and straight on the end, and then we're just going to rotate it like a standard ratchet until it clicks. So just like that, guys, that tells you it's at 216 inch-pounds or 18 foot-pounds, and now we can move on to cylinder 2. I am just going to double check the gap each here, make sure all of the plugs are at the same specification, and they are. All right, guys, so for cylinder 3, we're going to do a bit of a test here. So on the package, as I mentioned a few moments ago, if you don't have the torque wrench, you can do a 2/3 rotation on the spark plug. That will give you the proper crush and torque specification for the wrench. So let's just do that now. Obviously, I'll still have the torque wrench on there to see if it clicks beforehand. So 1 full rotation would bring us straight back to 180 where we are currently. Half would get us to obviously down around the 6 o'clock mark, and then 2/3 we should be up in this range. So right now we'll do that. So we'll just continue rotating this nice smooth motion. And as you can see there, guys, pretty well we had 2/3 rotation on the torque wrench. So it just goes to show you guys, really a lot of people will disagree with that rotation and saying, you know, you really do need a torque wrench to have it proper. That just proved it there, guys. You do get pretty well the exact same torque specification out of it. So pretty cool method to use if you don't have that torque wrench already in hand. Otherwise, guys, we're pretty well finished up here. We're going to check the last plug gap. Looking good. And now we can install this one and finish up the spark plug replacement on the M111. So once you have all of these spark plugs reinstalled and torqued to the manufacturer specification, that's 18 foot-pounds, 18 to 21 foot-pounds for the M111, or 2/3 rotation from hand tight. We're now ready to reinstall our coil packs and our spark plug boots. So what you're going to want to do is just move everything back into location here, and then line everything up. It's the exact same process as removal, but we're going to get our spark plug boots in place, and you're just going to push down even pressure until you hear that click. That way you know you're getting good connection onto the plugs. You can push down your coil packs the exact same way. And then here's very important, you want to get all of these rubber gaskets all back in place on the valve cover. Get our wire harness clips back into the appropriate locations, just like so. And now we're ready to install our E8 Torx bolts, or for my case, I don't have the factory bolts anymore. I have 10mm hex bolts. So let's get those installed now. All right, guys, so once you have your ignition coils reinstalled, you have your other two spark plug boots installed and secure, you're now ready to reinstall your spark plug cover with those 3 5mm Allen bolts. For me, I still have to refinish this, so I'm not going to actually do so, but you're just going to tighten up those, and you are then officially finished. All right, guys, as you've seen there, it's that easy to perform that spark plug maintenance and replacement on your M111. So very easy to do. We did upgrade from the original 3-prong Bosch plugs to the Iridium NGK. So I'll definitely do another follow-up episode showing you guys how the performance is and if I'm liking the difference or not. Always leave your thoughts and comments down below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed today's episode, and smash that subscribe button if you aren't currently subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for all of your love and support, guys. It means so much to me, and I am so grateful. And until next time, you guys know what to do. Keep right full throttle.